Most parenting advice you've received is wrong. Not slightly off. Not outdated. Wrong in ways that are actively working against your baby's brain development. And the worst part? Comes from people who love you most. Your parents, your in-laws. That well-meaning friend who swears she figured it all out. There are 7 mistakes that new parents make on repeat. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what they are, why science says they're damaging, and what to do instead. Now before we get into the list, let me be clear about what this video is and isn't. This isn't about shaming you. If you've already made some of these mistakes, you're in good company. Every parent on earth has. This is about giving you the neuroscience that no one handed you in the delivery room, because your baby's brain is developing faster in the first 3 years than it ever will again. And the small things you do daily are quietly shaping the architecture of who they become. I've gone deep into the developmental psychology research for this one, studies from Harvard, MIT, and the CDC, so you're not getting opinion. You're getting evidence. 7 mistakes. Let's go through them one by one. Mistake 1: responding to every cry immediately. Here's a question that will make some of you uncomfortable. What if running to your baby the second they cry is actually slowing down their development? In the 1970s, a psychologist named Mary Ainsworth ran what became one of the most famous experiments in child development history, the strange situation. She left babies briefly alone, then watched how they responded when their mother returned. What she found wasn't what people expected. The babies who developed the healthiest, most secure attachments weren't the ones whose parents eliminated every moment of discomfort. They were the ones whose parents responded consistently, not instantly. Your baby's brain is literally building a stress response system right now. When you allow a small, safe moment of waiting, a few seconds, not minutes, before you respond, you're giving that system a chance to practice. You're not neglecting them. You're training their nervous system to self-regulate. The goal isn't zero distress. The goal is a baby who learns that discomfort passes, and that you will come. Mistake 2: keeping the house silent while baby sleeps. If you've ever tiptoed past your own bedroom, shushed your partner mid-sentence, or sat completely frozen on the couch for 45 minutes, this one's for you. A mother in the 1990s thought she was doing everything right. Her baby slept in complete silence, blackout curtains, not a sound allowed. By the time the baby was 6 months old, he couldn't sleep through anything. A car door, a dog barking, anything woke him. She'd accidentally trained a hair-trigger nervous system. Here's the science. Babies spent 9 months inside a womb that averaged 85 decibels, louder than a vacuum cleaner. Silence isn't their natural environment. It's actually a signal that something unusual is happening. White noise, gentle background sounds, even normal household activity during naps helps babies' auditory cortex develop and, critically, teaches them to sleep through the real world. Silence creates fragile sleepers. Ambient sound creates adaptable ones. Mistake 3: talking at your baby instead of with them. Here's a bold one. Narrating your day to your baby, now we're putting on your shoes, now we're going outside, is good. But most parents stop there. And stopping there is the mistake. Researchers at Stanford tracked language development in over 60 families from birth to age 2. They found that the single biggest predictor of vocabulary size wasn't how much parents talked. It was how much parents waited. The parents whose children developed the richest language did something subtle. They paused. They asked a question, then left space. They responded to a babble like it was a sentence. They treated a 3-month-old's coo as if it were the beginning of a conversation. Language isn't downloaded into babies. It's built through turn-taking. Every time your baby makes a sound and you respond, and then wait, you're constructing a neural pathway for communication. The pause is the most powerful tool in early language development, and most parents never use it. Mistake 4: praising everything your baby does. Here's one nobody wants to hear, and it might be the most common mistake on this entire list. Good job. Amazing. You're so smart. If you say any version of these to your baby 10 times a day, you're not alone. Every parent does it. Feels good. Feels encouraging. It feels like you're building their confidence one small cheer at a time. But here's what a 2017 study out of Stanford found when they tracked 53 families over 5 years. They measured how often parents used what researchers called person praise, praising the child themselves, "You're so smart," versus process praise, praising the effort. You worked really hard on that. The children who received mostly person praise? By age 7, they developed what psychologist Carol Dweck calls a fixed mindset, The belief that their abilities are locked in, that they're either smart or they're not. And when those children hit a challenge they couldn't immediately solve, they quit faster, felt shame sooner, and avoided hard tasks more often than their peers. Your baby's brain is not building confidence from the word amazing. It's building an identity. And if that identity is, I am smart, rather than, I try hard and things get easier, you have accidentally given them a brain that is fragile under pressure. The fix isn't to stop encouraging them, it's to shift one word. Not you're so clever, but you kept trying until you got it. That single shift rewires how their developing brain interprets failure, and it changes everything. Mistake 5. Comparing milestones too literally. You've read that babies should roll by 4 months, sit by 6, walk by 12. And now you're watching the clock like it's a countdown. Here's the problem. Milestone windows in developmental research are ranges, not deadlines. When the CDC says most babies walk by 12 months, the actual window is 9 to 15 months, and both ends are completely typical. But the apps, the charts, the parenting forums have compressed those ranges into single numbers and created a generation of parents in a constant state of low-grade panic. Developmental variability isn't a warning sign. It's the design. A baby who crawls at 5 months and a baby who skips crawling entirely and walks at 14 months can both have perfectly healthy brains. Your job isn't to hit a date. Your job is to notice whether your baby is moving forward, engaging, exploring, responding. That trajectory matters far more than the timestamp. Mistake 6. Screen time before 18 months. This one has been studied more than almost any other topic in infant development, and the results are consistent enough that the American Academy of Pediatrics issued a hard guideline. No screen time before 18 months, with the sole exception of video calls with family. Here's why. Young babies learn through a process called contingent interaction. They do something, the world responds, their brain records that cause and effect loop. A screen doesn't respond to them. It plays the same sequence whether they're in the room or not. So while a screen appears engaging, it moves, it makes sounds. The baby's brain is getting no usable feedback. It's stimulus without signal. It's not just about what screens give. It's about what they displace. Every 10 minutes in front of a screen is 10 minutes not spent in a face-to-face interaction that is actively building their language, attachment, and cognitive architecture. Background TV has the same effect. Even when a baby isn't watching, nearby screen noise measurably reduces the number of words parents say to their children. Mistake 7. Never letting your baby see you struggle. This is the most counterintuitive one on the list, and probably the most important. There's a concept called emotional modeling. Your baby doesn't just watch what you do, they're running a constant internal simulation of your emotional state, building a map of what emotions look like and what comes after them. In the first year of life, your face is their emotional textbook. So when you hide every moment of stress, sadness, or frustration behind a smile, you're accidentally teaching them that negative emotions are abnormal, invisible, shameful, that the correct response to difficulty is to pretend it isn't there. Research on emotional regulation shows that children who grow up watching parents name their feelings and then recover from them, who see the full arc of upset followed by calm, develop significantly stronger emotional regulation skills than children who were only exposed to performed positivity. You don't need to be happy. You need to be real, and then you need to come back. That recovery, that visible return to okay, is one of the most powerful lessons your baby's brain will ever receive. So those are the 7 mistakes. And if even one of them shifts the way you show up for your baby tomorrow, this video did exactly what it was supposed to do. Now here's what I want you to do next, and I mean this seriously. Mistake number 3 touched on how you talk to your baby versus how much. But there's a video already on this channel that goes much deeper into that. And the finding in it genuinely surprised me when I first read the research. It's about which specific way of speaking to your baby causes the biggest explosion in their vocabulary. And it's not what most parents are doing. Most parents are doing the opposite without realizing it. That video will change every single conversation you have with your child, starting today. It's right here, watch it next. And if this video gave you something, if it made you think, made you feel less alone, or made you a slightly more informed parent than you were 8 minutes ago, hit that subscribe button, because this channel exists for exactly one reason: to give you the neuroscience behind your baby's development, clearly without the noise. New video every week. Don't miss the next one.